like whether we develop serious illnesses such as heart disease, cancer, or Alzheimer's, all depend on the quality and way we sleep. A study published in The Lancet shows that people who don't sleep well take 14% more time to finish tasks compared to those who get good sleep, and they make 20% more mistakes. Just 24 hours of sleep deprivation reduces glucose in our brain by 6%. When we don't get enough sleep, it affects our thinking ability and our clarity starts to drop. To put it simply, not sleeping well makes us act kind of dumb and our brain feels foggy. It's not just the brain that gets affected, our whole body feels it too. When the glucose in our brain goes down, it signals the body to send more glucose, which makes us crave junk food. Eventually, this puts our physical health at risk. After watching till the end, you'll become a smart sleep expert. So, let's start with the sleeping position. Blood flow to the brain, stable spine, hormone production, oxygen supply, muscle function, heart function, and blood pressure. So many important body activities depend just on how we sleep. Yet, we don't want to change our sleeping position. There are 3 sleeping positions: on your back, on your stomach, and on your side. Most people sleep on their side, but sleeping on the right side can be harmful. Let's talk a bit about the side position. When we eat, the food goes down the esophagus, and as it reaches the stomach, gastric acid is released to digest it. Sometimes the valve between the stomach and esophagus gets loose because of that acid. When there's a lot of gastric acid in the stomach, it can flow back up into the esophagus. Our stomach is on the left side of the body, so when we sleep on our left side, gravity keeps the food down, making it easier to digest. This also helps prevent the acid from flowing back into the esophagus. Sometimes our chest starts burning, which is called heartburn or reflux. Basically, acidity. This can lead to illnesses like hiatal hernia or GERD. I was talking to a doctor about this and she told me not to take acidity lightly. If stomach acid keeps coming up repeatedly, it can even lead to esophageal cancer. There's an artery called the aorta, which is the biggest artery for our heart, and it curves on the left side. This artery supplies blood to the lower parts of our body. If we sleep on our left side, then the heart doesn't have to work too hard to pump blood to the lower parts of the body, but if you sleep on your right side, the heart has to work harder. So basically, the longer you sleep on your left side, the easier you make things for your heart. Apart from the blood circulatory system, our body also has another circulatory system called the lymphatic circulatory system, which is so important that in Ayurveda, treating the lymphatic system is the first priority. It's that important. Why is it important, and what's the connection with sleeping on the left side? Let's see. When our body can't get rid of waste from the blood, we get sick. The lymphatic circulatory system is responsible for removing waste from the blood. The spleen is part of the lymphatic system. It removes dead blood cells and cleans the blood. If we get injured or cut, it also stores blood for emergencies. This organ is located on the left side of the body. Since the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, that's why blood reaches the spleen gradually through muscle contractions, so when you sleep on your left side, blood flows easily to the spleen. This basically means sleeping on your left side can reduce the chances of getting sick. Sleeping on your left side helps both your heart and spleen, while sleeping on your right side makes their job harder. Also, sleeping in tight clothes messes with our lymphatic system. Another common sleeping position is on your back, which doesn't really have any major advantages or disadvantages. Organs don't get any advantage or extra effort, but since our spine is straight, we don't experience any kind of back pain. Our spine is perfectly straight, which is why we don't have any back pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain either. Also, because of gravity, no wrinkles form on our skin. But this position has 2 major downsides. People who snore tend to snore even more, and there's a risk of sleep apnea, where breathing stops while sleeping. There's also a risk of something called apnea. The third way people sleep the most is on their stomach, and this is the worst sleeping position. In this position, our spine isn't straight and the neck is twisted, which puts a lot of pressure on the lower back and neck, increasing the chances of disc problems. Our digestive and circulatory systems have to work extra hard, which means our body demands about 25% more energy. Still, one benefit of this position is that for people who snore a lot, it helps. The problem gets a bit easier because sleep position isn't something natural, it's a habit that can be changed over time. Especially for people who sleep on their stomachs, they can slowly practice and get into the habit of sleeping on their left side. Now, let's see how you can improve your sleep quality. The first thing is your sleep timing. Sean Stevenson, in his book Sleep Smarter, quotes Dr. Kulreet Chaudhary, who says that sleep timing is just as important as timing in stock market investments. It doesn't matter. How much you invest isn't as important as when you invest. Sunset is nature's way of telling us it's time to rest. It's proven that the sleep between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is the most beneficial. According to Dr. Kulreet Chaudhary, if you can't sleep during these hours despite trying, there's a good chance you'll still feel tired when you wake up. This doesn't mean you have to go to bed right at 10 p.m. because that's not really possible. Just try to sleep within a few hours after sunset. Another thing is to keep electronic gadgets away. The artificial blue light from phones, laptops, and such stops us from sleeping because it triggers cortisol, the daytime hormone in our body. Research shows that using your phone for just 2 hours at night reduces the melatonin released during nighttime, which messes up our normal sleep cycle. If you want deep sleep, avoid any kind of screen time at least 90 minutes before bed. Stay away from the screen. That's something we can't really deny. Most of us sleep with our phones right next to us. We often use our phones until we fall asleep, and the phone is usually on our chest or under our pillow. The first thing we do when we wake up is check our phone. Mobile companies even sponsored a study that found using your phone before bed makes it take longer to reach deep sleep. Because of that, the amount of deep sleep we get is much less, so our bodies don't get the repair they need, which affects us the next day. Your performance gets disturbed. In the book Sleep Smarter, author Sean Stevenson explains that if you receive more than 6,500 phone calls in your lifetime, your chances of getting a parathyroid tumor increase by 58%. If you talk on the phone for more than 266 hours, those chances go up by 49%. The moral of the story is to keep your phone as far away from your body as possible. Even the World Health Organization has classified radiation from phones as a Class 2B carcinogen. So, do this. Get an alarm clock so you don't have to rely on your phone. To avoid harmful radiation from it, keep your room dark. Did you know that your skin can actually see? There are receptors in your skin that detect whether the light is on or off, so you don't even have to open your eyes. Research from Brown University says that if you sleep with the lights on, your skin starts detecting the light, which messes up your sleep. So before you go to bed tonight, turn off all the lights in your room and put up blackout curtains to block any outside light. Do this starting tonight. When you wake up in the morning, analyze how well you slept. Sleeping in complete darkness is super important, not just for good sleep, but also for your eye health. A study showed that only 10% of kids who slept in the dark developed short-sightedness, compared to 34% who slept with a nightlight on and 54% who slept with normal lighting. Light basically puts your system on high alert, and if your nervous system stays active, you won't get deep, restful sleep. A study shared in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine explains that if you're working, if you have a big cup of coffee on your way home, its effect is just like having coffee right before sleeping. So, avoid drinking coffee at least 6 hours before bedtime. Try not to drink coffee after 2 p.m. Taking a 2-day break from coffee can actually be even more beneficial because it's important for your body to clear out the caffeine. Fifth thing, avoid drinking anything before going to bed. You must have heard of a hangover, maybe even seen the movie. A hangover basically happens when you drink too much. So, why is it that when you wake up the next day after drinking, you don't remember anything from the night before? Actually, sleep is like a memory processing operation for our brain. During sleep, our brain converts short-term memories into long-term ones, and this only happens when we're in deep sleep. Drinking might help you fall asleep faster, but it messes up the quality of your sleep. That's why when someone drinks a lot and wakes up the next day, they feel tired. Sure, they slept, but their body didn't get the chance to properly repair itself. People who drink heavily often wake up with a hangover for this reason. They feel physical weakness and also don't remember anything from the previous night because they couldn't get a deep sleep. Because of this, the brain couldn't perform memory processing, and short-term memory couldn't be converted into long-term memory. So friends, in this video, I shared these points from Sean Stevenson's book, Sleep Smarter. To recap the video, first, I told you how important sleeping position is and the benefits of sleeping on your left side. After that, we looked at how to improve our sleep quality. If you want to improve, the first thing is that the best sleep happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., so try to sleep during this time. The second thing is to keep electronic gadgets away because the artificial blue light from laptops and phones triggers our daytime hormone cortisol and reduces our nighttime hormone melatonin, which makes it hard to get good sleep. The third thing we noticed is that your room should be dark because the receptors in our skin respond to light. Identification is active, so you can't get good, deep sleep. The fifth thing we noticed is that you should avoid drinking before bed. In fact, I'd say you should avoid drinking altogether your whole life. We saw that drinking before sleep stops us from getting deep sleep, which means our brain can't properly process memories, and we end up not remembering anything from the night before. Basically, by drinking and getting intoxicated, we're ruining our brain. If this video helped you, make sure to like it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you haven't pressed the bell icon yet, please do it now. If you want to know how people make big mistakes because of lack of sleep which others have to deal with, then definitely check out the free book summary of Dangerous Lies Sleep by Alan Direction on PAP. There are no ads or distractions there. And if you want to improve your sleep pattern, listen to the premium book summary of The Sleep Solution by Chris Winter. There's a New Year offer going on, and you can get it for a whole year for just $3.99. This will help you. With this, all your premium books will finally be unlocked. You guys are amazing. Keep reading, keep learning, keep growing. Thanks for watching. Music.